Coming up, we're going to be talking about Inside Out 2 plus loads of delays. But before we go any further, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. Hi everyone, it's Roger here from What's On at DisneyPlus.com. Let's start off with the fun stuff. So we've got a brand new teaser trailer for Inside Out 2, which is going to be coming out in cinemas next June. So the new trailer is kind of as you would expect. It starts off with the core emotions, however, big red puberty button goes off and therefore a big wrecking ball comes swinging in, introducing some brand new emotions including anxiety. This trailer, I mean, this is exactly what you'd want. It's that feel-good thing. It kind of instantly just takes you back to that original film, which I loved. It's one of my favourite Pixar films. Absolutely love it. Yeah, and just introducing a whole new sort of set of characters was going to be great. Obviously, anxiety. I think most people are going to be able to at least feel something with that character because, well, we all suffer from it at different points in our lives and at different things. So I think this is great to see where they're going with this one. Also, you know, big sort of just put that out there now. It's coming out in June, just setting the tone, letting people know that Inside Out is coming back. You know, this is a good 7-8 months away, so it's quite a way off. I mean, just hopefully they don't delay anymore, but we'll be getting into more of that in a bit. But actually, in some ways, this kind of just cements this one as the next big animated film to come out after Wish. So yeah, so I'm really looking forward to it. Everything in this trailer just looked great to me. Can't wait to watch it. And obviously in the meantime, we can check out Inside Out right now on Disney Plus. But let us know what you thought of the teaser trailer for Inside Out 2 in the comments below. So as I alluded to then, there is going to be some delays for upcoming film releases because Disney reshuffled around some of its schedule and has pushed back even more titles. So obviously this is the impact of the strikes, with them not being able to write stuff for most of the summer, and then the actors have been off and been unable to work since July, and they obviously can only just go back now. Now with the strike over, that means there's some delays. Let's start off with the Disney one, which is Mufasa and The Lion King, which is a prequel to The Lion King. It's a live action version though. It's kind of animated really. I mean, let's kind of not get into too much of that one. So this will see like Timon and Pumbaa, they will be kind of explaining stuff to the little cub about the father, and yeah, I mean, saw a little bit of this at last year's D23 Expo. I thought it looked pretty cool. I'll be honest, it's not necessarily a movie that I would necessarily feel like I need to watch, but instead of it coming out in July of 2024, it's now pushed back on to December the 20th. So this is going to be their big Christmas movie. Not entirely sure that's a Christmas movie, but yeah, so that's they've pushed that one back, so that'll give them a little bit more time to work on special effects and stuff. So, and also I feel like a lot of this as well is spreading out their releases a little bit more, because we definitely saw this summer Disney put out a lot of stuff over the summer and they just all bumped into each other and it was kind of so chaotic with too many releases, so they definitely kind of thinned it out. So that one's been pushed back. So on that date was going to be a Marvel film. So let's start off right at the start. So Deadpool 3, it was going to come out at the beginning of May. That is now pushed back until July. That is now taking over the spot from Captain America Brave New World, which has now been pushed back to Valentine's Day the following year. That also has meant then that Thunderbolts has shifted back from its December release. Now Lion King has taken that one. That one's now been pushed back to the summer of 2025 in July. Also, with all of the moves, we've also seen Blade has been pushed back until November of 2025. So a while to go. So they've set out pretty much 2 years worth of films. We're going to be seeing a lot less. Next year is just Deadpool. That's all there is. And the following year, they will be back to 3. Obviously, they've still got to film most of Deadpool 3. They've only done half of it. They're going to be returning to start filming that at the end of this month. With Captain America, they have filmed it. However, apparently it needs a lot of reworks, and reshoots and stuff, which is normal for Marvel, but they're going to be spending some time fixing it, and therefore giving themselves a little bit longer to get that one out. As we know, Marvel is trying to fix the quality issue and trying to get things a lot better, and so that is one key thing to be aware of. Personally, with that Blade movie, it just feels that that one's been out for... They just need to get these things done. I mean, I can't believe how long that film has taken. Yeah, so I don't know about what's going to be happening with that one. So obviously, expect Disney Plus shows as well to kind of be shifted around a little bit to kind of go alongside some of those movies if they interconnect. So next year, yes, so just one Deadpool 3 film. We're also going to be getting, obviously, Disney Plus series like Echo, along with Agatha. But it's not going to be completely bad, because we've actually got still like a whole host of Sony Marvel films. We've got Kraven the Hunter, Venom, and Madam Web. So that will definitely tide us over. But I think this is probably a good thing. Just give Marvel time just to let us miss it. Because today is... Today's a Marvel day. I want to get into that in a second. But, yeah, so you had these delays. I think it's probably for the best. Also, in general, Disney kind of just sorted out its schedule a bit. Essentially now, they've only really got like one major title coming out nearly every month. Drastically reduced how many they're putting out. Again, quality, quantity, all the rest of it that they deal with. Hopefully, the next year is going to be hard to kind of hit those big numbers with a lot less films coming out. But as Bob Iger said, they're trying to focus on trying to improve the quality, and that means taking a little bit more time to do so. So that's the way of looking at it. But yeah, so we are getting some Marvel stuff next year, but nowhere near what we thought we were. So yeah, it's I expect other films and stuff to get delayed and stuff. But yeah, not good news. Right, let's now talk about what's new on Disney Plus today. So there was a new episode of Goosebumps. I'll be honest, I'm a couple of weeks behind. I kind of fell off on that one. I'll watch them. I have enjoyed the show, but it's just like not for me a must watch on the day. It's I think next week we've got the finale, so I'll catch up in the weeks and stuff ahead on that one. So we've got a new episode of that one. The other new big release was Loki season finale. But before we get into that one there, so I watched that one this morning, had that on with breakfast. And today's video is a little bit later because I've just got back from the cinema, because I've just gone and seen the Marvels. So I will say I do not think it was the smartest of ideas to have the finale of their Loki series dropping on the same day that Marvels come out. Because I literally watched them within 2 hours of each other. And yeah, that feels, again, you know, when we talk about this like quality and quantity issue with Marvel, that is a problem that I think the Disney Plus series have with the films. They need to be way far, that should not happen again. Because I'll be honest, if I wanted to see the Marvels, and I'm going to go in a little bit of that in a minute. But yeah, I think having them both out on the same day, not the smartest. I know in the US it was last night, but obviously for here in the UK, that was planned. And obviously I watched them all first thing in the morning, so that was the key thing for me. Right, let's get into it. So, the Marvels, don't want to go into any spoilers. I don't want to get into, because it only just come out today. Really enjoyed it, a lot of fun. Bit silly in places. It's definitely not the smartest of movies. Very simple, a lot of fun. If you enjoyed Miss Marvel, you're gonna love this one. She is definitely the highlight in here. Captain Marvel's great as well. The cats are fantastic. It's fun. It's light-hearted. It's a little bit silly. It's, I would say, a little bit of like maybe Marvel from a few years ago. There's some interconnecting stuff going on that I don't want to get into and spoil. But I really enjoyed it. I, to be honest, kind of knew I was probably going to like this one anyway, because I like the light-hearted side of Marvel. I like it not being quite so serious. I like the 90-minute movies. I think that's good for it. It felt light and fast, and it just kept moving along. And I really enjoyed it. It is by no stretch of the imagination the best Marvel movie ever. Am I going to watch it again when it comes out on Disney Plus? Yes, because I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Yeah, and I think that's the kind of thing. I think if you're going into this, I don't know, there's just this weird vibe with this movie of just people just hating it. And it's just fun, and it's a bit silly, and it's just proper. I don't know. It's a movie about, you know, superheroes and cats that eat people, and yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I'd give it like 4 out of 5. I thought it was good. Not the best movie of all time, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Definitely worth going and seeing it this weekend. So definitely would recommend it. If you enjoyed everything else, that you should be fine with it. If you didn't like anything else from Marvel recently, then you're not going to like it. That's probably just it. Right, then we had the Loki finale. So I will kind of go into some spoilers on this one, because it's kind of impossible not to. Big, epic kind of ending. And it really did end with just something I was not expecting. I didn't know how this was going to go. Like the whole thing of like Loki being able to essentially time hop and jump around within his own like body and time slipping. It was definitely interesting, and getting control of time. And yeah, and then that whole thing with just the ending where he kind of goes out and sacrifices himself and essentially weaves the times together. But the big thing was when they kind of flipped the camera and revealed the tree of like this tree, and obviously that kind of, and I'm not even going to bother trying to pronounce it, but it's something I'm very much locked into the Norse mythology about a big tree with like how all the realms come together, very much tied into that. I kind of only really knew about that really because of the God of War Ragnarok game where you're running around a big tree, and you have to jump between the different zones, so that's how I knew about it. But I love that, just that sort of look at the end of him, kind of how he is, ultimately setting up more multiverses and more issues with Kang and all the rest of it and stuff. But thoroughly good episode, really good. I mean, ultimately, I've really finished on a high. It kind of, I think it definitely, to me, it ended with that thing of like, you felt like that was a proper ending. There was definitely no teasing for like season 3 or anything like that. I mean, they obviously can do more with him, but he's now essentially, you know, holding everything together. Yeah, it looks great. This is obviously going to have a big setup for the future, I think, in terms of like multiverses and time and all the rest of it. Now, I do think with the whole of the season 2 as a whole, it took a long time to get there. I really enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed both seasons of Loki. When they all come together as they have, they make a lot more sense. Yeah, if you liked like time traveling stuff, this one's for me. This is definitely a highlight of Disney Plus. This is a fantastic series. If you haven't checked it out, do. It is. Yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. Yeah, it's definitely a highlight of this year, I think, in terms of Disney Plus originals. So definitely check that one out. Okay, now for a quick question of the day. Sebastian asks, if the strikes are recently over, does this mean that Elio is going to be released this spring after all? And the simple answer is to that, unfortunately, no. They have shifted it back into summer of 2025. That'll give Inside Out 2 much more scope. That's going to be the big like summer movie. Essentially, I think they're going to be doing a lot of work on that film to just basically make the story better and maybe tidy some stuff up and make it better. That's the way I look at it. You don't push back a movie a year to 18 months unless you're planning on doing some major reworks on it to get it better. So that's the key thing, yeah. So just because the strikes are over, they move that because they're getting all the things in place and getting those dates early. But yeah, we're definitely seeing now a reduction of those, of everything. It does also mean that maybe like Pixar then can focus now on getting Inside Out 2 finished. And then they can work, then they've got a whole year then for that for Elio. But they've got different teams and stuff working usually. But yeah, I think this is good. I think this is definitely a good thing for the film to get that delay to kind of make it a lot better. Because this is what Disney needs. They need higher quality films and ones that really hit. And Pixar just need that little bit more time to get these things right. So yeah, it will not be moving back to its date. Anyway guys, thank you very much for joining us. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed the Loki season finale and also the Marvels. But again, try to stay spoiler free. I'll be back tomorrow with another news update. And I shall see you guys soon. Laters.